Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to evercrisis. We're going to be talking about Bahamut Rod for Aerith and if it's worth pulling for. I'm going to give you a quick yes or no. It's a yes, even if you're not planning to use it right away. Getting one copy of this weapon will make a difference, and I'll explain that more as we go into the video. But you can just pull once on the banner, get a 3-star, and then use 200 weapon parts down the line when you do want to finally use what it brings to the table. It brings a lot, and we're going to explain this in a sense of party building, right? So not just her by herself, but as a party builder. There's so much to talk about this weapon that looking at the surface of it, you're like, okay, well, it's missing this, therefore it's not as good as this, which is another character, Centipede, right? But when you look at this weapon and how much it brings to the table, the first glance doesn't do it justice. It is a very, very good weapon. And yes, I did pull for it. There is a poor skip video that will be coming out. Sorry, pull video that will be coming out. But what does this weapon do and why am I going to give it so much praise? So, Bahamut Rod, one copy, and this is why I recommend you guys go for at least one copy, new or old, is that it has a heal of 42%, all allies, with physical defense low to mid, which honestly, when you build a team, you don't just rely on one character to do many things. It would be nice if this was mid to high or high in one cast, but I'm going to explain that later on in the team building portion of this video. So, that being said, when HP is 40% or low, as you're trying to heal, you're going to give +1 ATB gauge to everyone except for herself. So, it's an AoE +1 ATB gauge. We're going to call this some form of like hasting the party, right? Because if you can give ATB boost to your party consistently, it's a big increase in DPS damage and a big increase in supporting, throwing up more buffs, throwing up more debuffs, right? So this is really, really nice. On top of that, at one copy of 120, you automatically get that 15 points here for offhand for other characters in the game. So no matter what, this one copy will be good to be used anywhere as your other healer, your support character, to make your main DPS as strong as possible. If she main hands it, and you want to in most cases, you're going to get that boost of 18% up just for one copy, right? Got boost heal 12 points. It has a strong single target heal, and then it has AoE Esuna. So any kind of debuff you get in this game that Esuna cures, poison, fatigue, fog, all of that gets cleared in one cast. Of course, the Esuna spell amount is reduced, and that's totally fine, right? Because you're not really using it for the healing. Even though Esuna heals are very cheap and very quick, they're actually a good source of healing. So the heal you're going to get out of this is really good still, but that alone justifies one copy. Now, besides one copy, let's talk about the potential of this weapon. Now, if you're like me and you're an Aerith main, and you're going to use Aerith in your party, or you want to start using Aerith in your party, this thing is incredibly good. It can be used as the healer support that she's supposed to be, but it can also be slapped on to her DPS builds, given her utility. So when we go into the OB6 department, where this thing starts to build up a lot more, magic heal goes to 54%, defense is guaranteed to be mid, and maxes out at mid, and then at 70% or less HP, so you go from 40 to 30, becomes much more viable. You get to give that +1 ATB gauge to the party. This is going to be big game changing when it comes to fights. It's very, very shown in the Behemoth fight, in the floor 70, floor 97, where he attacks, and then attacks again, and then you cast this because you're down again at 70% HP, and then you cast it again, and your allies are getting +1 ATB, +1 ATB. DPS is faster, your sub DPS is supporting you, and also doing DPS. So a team is something like Aerith healing, Red 13 casting his magic attack downs, or he's helping with sub healing, or he's helping with the other buffs or debuffs, and then your main DPS is going off. That 1 ATB on both those characters is very, very good. And when you get this to OB10, it goes 90% or less HP. So when you get poisoned, AoE attack by side adds, any kind of attack the enemy does, every time you go for a heal of 59%, you are now giving the party +1 ATB. The physical defense is also being applied. So all in one weapon, you're getting 3 different abilities: healing, defense, ATB+. This might not trigger every single time because you're going to be pretty healthy, and that's not a bad thing. If you're healthy and you're living, your healer's doing the right thing. And if you're not healthy and you're healing, your healers now bring you back to full health while also applying +1 ATB gauge. So look at this as a bonus. And my chat points this out as well last night, is like, well, most of us use something like Fairy Tale where we just healed, or the all cure slot minus 40% healing, while our other weapon did whatever it needed to do, right? One or two things. Or in one cast, this thing just goes off. So you might be saying to yourself, well, it doesn't go to high physical defense because Centipede does, Barrett's Assault Gun does, but Barrett, in order to heal, has to do Micro Laser, AoE heal, all cure, and then it has to go Assault Gun. So for like more than 5 ATB, you've got to do multiple things. Then Centipede does the healing, right? Centipede is one of the ones I wishlist because it's great back weapon, but at OB10, you've got heal 59% and high defense after 2 casts. So for 5 ATB, you go to high, but then you get nothing else out of that, right? You also don't get the Esuna in those cases you do need it, and his R abilities are not giving magic attack buff to the entire party. The difference is that magic attack all buff. Not only is she healing, she's also buffing the party. If you fully max this out, you're getting 25% increase to your magic DPS dealers, and that is really, really strong on a healer that doesn't need to put this in a back weapon. So now her back slots can be more guild weapons that increase physical defense for the whole party, magic defense for the whole party. It can increase whatever you want, buff duration. You take that extra slot that when you build Aerith or your healer, you always put that anniversary weapon back there so the party gets stronger. Now it's on her main healing weapon, along with defense up, ATB gauge, right? It squeezes, and I explain this a lot. When you build a party, you have 6 slots. You got 3 characters, 6 slots, right? This does an ability, this does an ability, this does an ability, and that's all you can do in a fight. But when one weapon does multiple things, especially more than 2, it becomes ridiculously strong. Aerith does more than 2, does more than 3. She does 4 things all in one. She combines that back and brings it to the front, right? So back here, you'd go anniversary weapon for Zack, and now the party is stronger. Or boost attack, physical attack, right? Like boom, now everyone has more physical attack. But now this is on the main hand. Imagine Micro Laser. Instead of having fire boost there, it had magic attack all or physical attack all. So overall, man, this thing is crazy good. Is it worth the pulls? I would say yes. It's worth getting 1 copy like I talked about. It's worth OB16 and stopping there. And then it becomes incredibly viable for that ATB boost. If that ATB boost wasn't there, a heal, physical defense, and buffing your magic party's attack all in one weapon, that alone's really good. Then you got the Esuna on top of it for those times you do need it. It's not going to be shown now. The biggest place would probably be like Shiva or the dragons that poison you during those dungeon rankings. Really annoying. And then they proceed with an AoE attack. The fact that you can deal with all that in this one weapon, yes. Now when it comes to the costume, this thing is worth the 1-page pull. You got 5% boost to everybody in their magic and physical. You know how good that is already. And then she's got physical and magic defense plus 20% and healing potency. Her healing can actually get up to a point where it's very, very strong that she can cast 2 heals and heal a character that's at 10,000 HP. If they use a materia slot with this healing boost and a 5-star materia Kira, this thing becomes really, really good to get a character from dead, close to dead, all the way back up. So this costume, yes, I think it's one of her best costumes. Is it going to fight the Monster Hunter costume? In certain situations, you might need more buff duration, but with the way this one weapon has everything there in that slot, you can really easily build the back weapons to take care of that boost healing and that buff duration, right? 26 points in buff duration alone from having Centipede and any other one that does this as well brings you to 120% increase. And if you offhand her Monster Hunter weapon, you then proceed to have even more. Even without that costume from Monster Hunter, there's enough buff duration to last you the entire fight. Now, if you are someone who pulled for her Monster Hunter costume and you combine the 2 of these together, she now in one character kit boosts all magic attack. She boosts physical defense, magic defense, physical attack up. She has ATB gauge, it just, she has so much power built into her. And I know the argument is that, well, she doesn't go to physical defense high. Create a party. Because she does so much in one slot, you bring someone like Barrett, future characters that do get AoE physical defense up. She'll cast her heal, which applies physical defense, which then therefore allows your sub DPS, who is supposed to be taking care of sub things, like we use Red 13 for magic attack down, or ice resist down, fire resist down, whatever. They're doing multiple things to help your party survive. Your other character runs this physical defense high, right? Even if it's ready just mid to high, you don't even need OB6 on Barrett. If she applies 2 in one cast, he applies the last one. So boom, boom, and then Barrett proceeds to do whatever other weapon you put on him. His other weapons are lowering physical attack, magic attack, right? He's got lots in his kit. And then other characters, as the game progresses, they get AoE physical defense up, or even just physical defense up for one character. If they're being single targeted from Bahamut, you can then raise that defense. So she kicks it off just because she healed and gave the party ATB boost. She did apply that physical defense, which then one character just continues and puts it to high. So in a team sense, it's very powerful. Single by herself as a DPS, it's still very powerful, because if you go to Aerith and you're using fire setup, right, you're missing some damage there because of that boost HP. Same thing with the other DPS weapon. Boost HP is there. There is no magic attack up, nothing like that. But if you like main hand this new weapon and then put this on the offhand and then build the wind resist back there, boost magic and boost physical, it makes the DPS of Aerith that much more powerful. And then she also brings utility. So you have a DPS that's giving a boost to the entire party's magic attack, but then if you need it in a pinch, your DPS can then raise physical defense and give ATB boost to your healer and your other DPS so that they can fully support in the party. This makes it very unique in many places. Obviously, it shines harder as a healer, but it still can be used for her current DPS builds and future ones as well. There's tons of potential in this weapon. The first initial look was that physical defense didn't go to high, but then when you put the whole party together, it's incredible. One slot. That's all I gotta say. Yu-Gi-Oh! They banned Pot of Greed for a reason. It was a 2-for-1. You play one card, you got 2 cards. Very powerful things. Aerith comes in, a 5-for-1. Too strong, man. Too strong. Very, very powerful healer. So before I end off the video, wishlisting. Wishlisting, there is a battle ranking coming out, and it's actually really important for guild battles. If you guys want to be strong in that guild battle, you're going to be using non-elemental magic. It says this something here. Yeah, here we go. Guild Battle 3, non-elemental magic attacks are effective. 6-month anniversary Sephiroth, a Vincent, second banner. You've got this now to give to the party, and there's one more character. Or Tifa coming out. Yeah, and Tifa coming out is probably going to be non-elemental magic as well. So your wish list should consist of a couple things for Aerith herself. Centipede in the back because of those R abilities, right? Red 13 Silver Collar, again, the R abilities, and then this on Red 13 is very powerful. Diamond Sigil, 3 ATB, different abilities. The other one is Kate Sith. You guys can wishlist all 3 of those. Kate Sith has the trumpet over here, or the horn, same thing, 62 healing, R abilities, and then you've got obviously something for him if you use Kate Sith, especially because he's coming out with an ultimate weapon on Tifa's banner. So you can wishlist those 3. And if you want something because you don't have Monster Hunter should be on your offhand. If not, you can offhand Citric Wand and give your main DPS a magic attack buff, right? And you also get buff duration in your build as an offhand for 120 by itself, because half offhand is 26 points. So another very good choice here, but it's situational because not everything's going to need a magic attack buff. You can do Mithril Rod to also have double cast in one. But with Monster Hunter weapon and her new weapon, it's not really necessary, so that's not a choice, really. You can do Fairy Tail for more healing. You can do Flora Wand because you're doing a magic wind team and you got to lower stuff. Or just do 3 ATB casts and get that wind resist down, right? There's so many things that she can do. You just kind of go for that. But recommendations, because of non-elemental, you guys should be finishing off your DPSs. Me, I did pull for Vincent, so this is going to be my guild weapon, and it's very, very strong. If you want to plan for Tifa ahead of time, your wish list should consist of that bazooka, Kate Sif's floral vase, very powerful here, 62 boost magic with boost ability potency. You've got Red 13's Ivy Collar. Ivy Collar 62 boost attack with boost ability potency up. You guys want to make sure you put those things in. And of course, you want Vincent's sawed-off shotgun for those builds as well. 52 into these with boost attack. So giving you that 45% increase. So yeah, those are really good weapons to put on your wish list to help you with that battle coming up, because you're going to need non-elemental magic DPS in order to do that. And there's much more. When that comes out, I'll talk about which ones. But as you're pulling for Aerith, you don't need much. I just had the 2 slots for her, and then everything else was for a build for my DPS character, which is also going to be used for the guild battle. Can you do without it? Yeah, sure. If you want to go for it, no regrets. 1 copy, OB6, OB10, it all works, and it'll definitely improve your gameplay. My best advice, though, is wait till Tifa comes out. Then you have all 4 banners in front of your face. You look at your account and you go like, I don't need DPS. I don't need physical. I need magical. Let's go for Tifa. I don't need any more DPS because everyone has a Arcanum these days and everyone does big damage, but I have no support. Let's go for Aerith. Wait till all 4 banners are out. Look at your account and then make your own choices. I just give you the breakdown of what it's good for, what it compares to, and how you make this weapon work, and why it's good or bad. After that, you look at your account and you take care of it. Besides all that, let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.